Are you ready, Crispy?
Aye, aye, Captain.
I can't hear you.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Oh, who lives in a phone box because his planet's destroyed.
The Doctor, that's the one.
Yeah, it's a bit depressing in an intro, that really, isn't it?
Yeah,
We should roll the intro anyway, though, right?
Yep.
Let's go. Just the really awkward silence as well in there. That's just like... All right, roll it. Hello and welcome back to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast, the show where two YouTubers get together and battle it out while talking about the best TV show in all of time and space, Doctor Who. I'm one of your hosts, Troy, also known as Red Archer Live, and joining me, he's doing his air punches, he's getting ready, he's training for his kickboxing tournament, here to defend Stephen Moffat. In the far corner, it's Crispy Pro!
Grrr. Blink, heaven sent. Grrr.
And in this corner, I already introduced myself, but for the sake of doing the wrestling intro that we're apparently doing, he's defending Mr. Russell the Davies. It's Red Archer Live! Oh my god, I love Red Archer Live! I wish someone had said that to me. God, alright. Wow, bit of depression 2 minutes in. That's a good start, isn't it? How you doing, man?
Yeah, mate, yeah, look, been good, yeah, not much happening, yeah, not bad. What about you, mate?
Alright, Eminem, what the hell was that? Some of them in the minute here, so not really much going on. Just sitting here recording a podcast with really broken internet. How you doing? Yeah, he's had really bad internet, folks. I loaded up, I rebooted my router because it was doing a bit of a funny money. Don't know what that means. And I had a little bit of internet problems. I fixed them, and all of a sudden, Crispy's internet went, you know what? I'm going to join in, but I'm going to make it much worse.
It was so annoying because I was like, thank goodness, finally 1 week where it's Troy having the internet troubles and not me. But no, my internet was like, not today. Not today, sir.
So we booked in to start recording at 10 p.m. UK time. I was about 6-7 minutes late, so I was unpacking some holiday things. And it's now 10:43 p.m. and we're just getting started.
But hey, podcast with a plan, baby.
Podcast with a plan. My lovely mum is having a nice little evening out. She's probably going to come home in the middle of this recording and want to go to bed. So I already feel sorry for her. Please, everyone, give her your thoughts and prayers.
That's all right.
Hopefully she has a good night's sleep.
She loves me, I think.
She does.
So I will apologise. Yeah. I will send her a handwritten letter
You had a lovely little
the
chat
internet.
at one point when I was off doing so. I went to go.
We absolutely did.
I went to go to the toilet, or I went to go get some drinks or something, and then she just put the headset on. So it's
probably something at your door.
Yeah, it probably was something at the door. In fairness, let's be real. Let's be real. Which now I've got another new way of doing it. I managed to. I was given a smartwatch as a gift, Crispy. So now I'll actually get a vibration on my rich, whatever that
vibration
means.
on my rich now.
Yeah, I'm rapping, but no, I get a vibration on my rich instead. So maybe we won't hear the diddle-diddling, although we'll probably still hear the diddle-diddling. But you know, whatever. But I'm telling you now, there won't be anyone at the door today, so that's good. Apart from my mum, so there is that. So actually, now I think about it, oh dear.
So please like the video when Troy gets a vibration on his rich. So get ready for that.
It just sounds like a really dodgy rap lyric. I got vibration on my
vibration
rich.
on my rich now.
It's like a Migos bar. You just repeat the last word for no real reason. We here talking about Doctor Who.
Who?
Sounds like we're talking about owls, to be honest.
Stuff. That's good stuff.
Have you been,
man?
Have you been?
Oh, you know, mate, it's just been a crazy old few weeks. I was with the family, had some barbecues, played touch footy last night. My car burnt down. YouTube, I launched an Instagram. It's all good stuff.
Yeah, so we were making a running joke the last couple of weeks, and Crispy couldn't really talk about it. You can talk about it now. Yeah, your car literally combusted.
Just spontaneously caught fire. I got home from work, got out of the car, and I was like, oh, that's weird. There's a little bit of smoke around. And I realized, oh, it's my car. That's what's going on. And in about 10 minutes, it was engulfed in flame. So I lost my car.
And the worst part is the Red Archer Live water bottle was in there.
Yeah, but I saved it.
Good.
I saved it.
Yes!
Saved it, mate.
Is the most important thing. No, seriously. But you're all okay? You've got, your insurance has come through? You're all happy?
Yeah, everything's fine. Good. Luckily, no one was hurt. It was just...
no one was hurt. I should have asked that, shouldn't I?
Time. Yeah, no.
You got a new car, right? That's what matters, right? The people hurt people schmeeple.
I had to buy a new car. And the whole process was just very, very time-consuming and annoying.
And amidst all that, you broke your
microphone
as well.
Everyone's okay.
So...
Yes, I broke my microphone not too long afterwards. So everything in my life was breaking down, but now we're building it up.
Oh, everything in your life breaking down? God, that's a mood, isn't it? Oof.
That is a mood.
It is a mood.
But you know what I say when life breaks down?
I don't know. What'd you say?
Just vibrate on your rich, baby.
What? This is not going to be like an ongoing bit now.
It is a
we
thing.
Eventually
when
do
we
actually
when
finally
we
do the Who's There merch store, and then we
smartwatches-
get Vibrate on My
Yeah.
Rich as a t-shirt design.
Vibrate on my rich. If we do a song, it has to be a line
Mate,
in there.
I am not
at least.
altogether mentally there, and like I feel like you're going to make just like the most stupid jokes, and they're going to send me. I feel like I should offer context. My mood's a little bit dodgy at the minute, folks, because I've just been on holiday to Warsaw. It was a lovely time. I had literally the most amazing time. Like, it was one of the best weekends I've ever had in my life. But I now know the definition of post-holiday depression. It sucks. It really does. But you know what?
Or as some like to call it, PhD.
Very true. I went to type that at one point, and then I went, oh, that doesn't really sound like a very good abbreviation. I better not do that.
No.
This PhD is kicking my ass. Everyone's like, wait, I thought you left uni, what?
Wait. Yeah. Wait a second.
But no, I basically decided, I was like, no, we're gonna talk about Doctor Who, power through, and then I'll just have like a mental breakdown after the episode. It'll be fine, you know. No, hopefully I won't do that. But so if I do sound a little bit off, that's why. We're here chatting. It's late at night. I'm tired. I'm sleepy, and it also means that clearly, whenever you make terrible jokes, I'm gonna start laughing at them even more. So don't make any woman who fell to earth jokes, because it will be. I will just perish on the spot, because you got me last week with that. I dread to think.
Must have hurt.
Stop it!
Must have hurt,
Stop
mate.
it! Stop it, Donna!
Oh, very
Speaking
good.
of
Very,
Donna,
very good.
just want to show quickly. We said support the Doctor Who magazine. I have supported it. Look, I bought it. I bought this in the airport going to Warsaw. I read it because my plane was like 3 hours delayed, so I read everything in the magazine that I wanted to read, and then still had like 2 hours to spare. I was like, oh god, what do I do now?
from the magazine?
It was really interesting though. I got to read more from Mike from Fish and Chips. Great.
Oh, how is he?
He's good, man. He's good. I give my regards to the wife and kids. And I also just want to show this off because it was really cool. I showed this to Crispy. I have a drumstick used by Bastille on there. Not last tour, but
used by?
yeah, used by the drummer. It's actually got chips in it. I don't know if you can make it out on the recording. You kind of
Are
can.
they potato?
Very funny. Little chips from hitting the drums. So it's a used drumstick. So hang on. Have we got like wood? There you go.
Give me a second eye. Oh, I like this song.
Okay.
Hey Siri, what song's playing?
Okay, so is Siri again?
Naming that tune.
If Siri picks this off. No. Is this all making it to the episode, by the way?
I can't seem to recognise this song.
You are so annoying.
I can't seem
Why
to
are you
recognise
like
this song,
this?
mate. It sounds like you're doing a terrible impression. Crispy, before we
Sounds
get
like
into
you-
the news, before we get into the main body of the episode, though, I have a surprise for you.
A surprise for me?
So there's a certain thing that we talked about 30 episodes ago. And I was like, damn, I never got this. And I really wish I had.
Oh.
And it turns out I have something
have you
I
done?
actually clinically diagnosed as soup brain, because apparently I owned this thing all along and completely forgot. I'm a silly dum-dum. My mum was cleaning through some stuff in our living room. We were like tidying through some old stuff, and I discovered... Are you ready for this, Crispy? I'm going to show you a book first to tease it. Are you ready?
Oh, okay, I'm intrigued by this. Yeah. No way. Okay. Oh my gosh. You have it,
I am
and you
not
didn't
kidding.
know?
I have the Lego Doctor Who set. I genuinely didn't think I'd ever got it. But I remember now my mum bought me as a present.
Have
I
you
built
assembled it?
And then it must have stayed in the box because I was beginning to get to my point of caring for Lego. The TARDIS set is built. Couple of pieces snapped off in the box, like to try and make it fit in.
Oh, wow.
But like literally, look, a little Lego TARDIS.
How do you forget that? Like,
I don't
understand,
know, Crispy.
Like,
I suffer from something I call soup brain. Look, I've got Matt Smith.
Troy, so do I. So do I, mate. But I just don't understand how one can take this present, assemble it, and forget,
Oh
because
my
assembly
God.
takes quite some time.
Right, this is specifically for my mum. I said to her, I went, oh my god, the only things that are missing are Capaldi and Clara's figures. Where the hell have I put them? And she went, you really misplaced them. I was like, yeah, they're just in the box. They were underneath the TARDIS and I didn't notice them.
You had a boy look. You can't be doing that, Troy.
So yeah, I own the Lego TARDIS set and I didn't know. So there's your Doctor Who content for this week, everyone. Thank you all for listening to Who's
that's
There Doctor
great.
Who podcast.
Thank you, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
This is actually Who's There, a Warsaw holiday podcast. I actually would love to spend an hour talking about Warsaw because that city, man, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. You should
Stunning.
Visit it.
I'm very busy. I don't have time to visit places
You should look
overseas.
up plane tickets.
Unfortunately. Oh my gosh, Troy, I felt it.
He
All right,
felt
I'll look
it
it
coming.
up. Troy,
He's like
explain what we're doing today.
He's
Explain
like the
what we're
weekend.
doing today.
You know, he felt it coming.
He feels it coming.
There we go. There you go. I was waiting for that. Right. Okay. Enough meandering around, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for our weekly feature. But I think Crispy's having some problems with the soundboard. I don't know if he can you get
Correct.
it working? Do you want to try it?
Nope. Yeah, we can give it a go.
If not, then I have an idea.
It's pressing soundboard now.
Oh dear.
It's been like this the whole
Okay.
damn time.
All right. Crispy, ready?
Hang on.
Ready?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, you go.
It's poll time. So,
Nice.
was that the right recreation of it?
I really enjoyed that.
Thanks,
I really
buddy.
enjoyed that.
Thanks.
It's like how do it's got a funny little melody, doesn't it? It's like
Oh.
oh,
Come on, man!
vibration
Come
on his rich.
Right, Crispy,
Vibration
entertain the
on
masses.
his
I'll be back
rich.
in a minute. For goodness
Oh
sake!
gosh,
For
do I have
goodness
to find the
sake, mate.
poll? I don't want to find the poll. Okay, I'll find the poll. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crispy Nights. We have a new weekly poll, and this week it is: do you think Stephen Moffat will return to write an episode in Series 15? Now, this one is something that I most definitely think will happen. I think that Stephen Moffat and Russell T Davies, they're just best of pals. Some actually do say that Stephen Moffat and RTD are the Troy and Crispy of the modern age, you know? So, I don't know. I don't want to reveal the results just yet while Troy goes and says hello to his mum. But, you know what? It's just me. It's just Crispy by himself, living his life. Car burnt down, but that's just what happens. Burnt to a crisp, if you will. If I had the soundboard, I'd insert a laughing track. But I don't. And that's just the world we live in. I have this little calendar here, right next to me. And on it, it's a quote for every day. And we are recording this on the 30th of August. And we have a lovely quote from the 12th Doctor. And I'd like to read that to you now. He says, "Shush. Does everybody hear that? Do you know what that sound was? That was the sound of my patience shattering into a billion little pieces." How true, Capaldi. How true. And that is my patience right now while I wait for Troy. I'm kidding. Troy's been very patient with me today with my internet, so I think that I can do him the favour of not getting mad when he gets back. There's only so much I can say. I can do that thing that David Tennant says. I'm going to wrap it up now, but not before I make some weird noises. Bingle bongle, dingle dangle, yickety doo, yickety da, ping pong, lippy tappy tootar.
All right, so we're jumping back in here because I was gone for a little bit too long and poor Crispy ran out of things to riff on. So we're sorry, Crispy.
I struggle.
But you know what?
I don't think I could do this podcast by myself.
I don't think you could.
You know?
I could certainly do it. I just keep talking for now and then realise there's no one here and then go, oh, I guess that'll be this week's episode.
Yeah. Oh, right. Thanks, guys.
Imagine that, you just talking to in a room on your own. That would be... I swear I've seen a podcast from a voice actor who does that, where he just does loads of different accent, impersonations of different characters, like they're having a conversation, but he does it all on his own. I could not handle that. I couldn't crack that.
Oh, that's what I should do. Okay, next time you leave the room,
good day,
I'll
mate.
pretend
Welcome
to
Who's
interview
There.
someone.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Yeah.
How are you doing? What's your favourite?
thanks, mate.
I'd be delighted. You're just bouncing between different
I'd be
voices.
delighted. Yeah, well, I'll literally be like, all right, today we're joined by Russell T Davies, or delighted to be here.
We're joined by Stephen Moffat. I'm gonna kill all my companions off, but then not kill them off.
Exactly.
Also, Weeping Angels.
Someone on YouTube does a really good Stephen Moffat impression.
I think I've seen that. Anyway,
I can't remember, but anyway.
I was gonna say, just to give you a reward for putting up with my absence, I'm gonna do the poll theme again. You ready?
Okay, yes, thank you. Here we go.
It's poll time.
Vibration on my ridge.
Shut up. So, last week we asked you, do you think Stephen Moffat will return to write an episode in Series 15? It's a hot theory, and some information in Doctor Who Magazine issue 594, was it? Yeah, 594. I can just lean behind me and check. I've got a team behind me now of experts who check these things. But yeah, in issue 594, there was a couple of hints, maybe, or a hint that it'd be Stephen Moffat, we'll see. But we asked you on YouTube, out of 368 votes, 81% said yes, 19% said no. Notice I didn't ask Crispy for his opinion. It's definitely not because I figured he'd know the answer or because I dropped my earphones on my floor. It's because I just forgot to, because I'm really just like in that zone right now, you know?
That's all right. I already said my opinion while you were away.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Even better. While on Spotify, out of 30 votes, 83% said yes. So about 80% of our audience-ish think Stephen Moffat's going to write for Series 15, which I agree. It's
almost like he's an incredible writer.
Yeah, all right. You stop it. I do think, however,
yes,
it would be very useful for this episode if we have a slightly new feature. But before we do that, Crispy, can you do a bing bong?
Doo-doo.
What's this week's news, Crispy?
Nothing.
So this week's news is that there is no news?
No news.
Oh.
No news. Well, who knows? By the time this episode comes out, they might be like, hey, here's David's TARDIS.
Yeah, we should really emphasise, we're recording this on the 29th of August, and like last month, like every month they're trying to do like a theme on Doctor Who's Twitter, and last month was the Sonic Screwdriver, and it ended with, lo and behold, this bad boy getting released. So,
yeah.
Which, by the way, I don't know if you saw my message earlier, Crispy, I saw it in a comic book store for the first time today, I saw it in person, in shops. I saw a guy picking it up and trying it out.
See if I can, if it's in...
Hey, if you need me to buy you one and ship it to you, you just let me know, buddy. You just let me know.
All right.
But there is the online more chromy replica is coming back, so it might be worth waiting for that. Because bear in mind, the cheaper version, I hate to call it that, but the cheaper version, it not only isn't chromed, it's like dull, like matted on the metal textures, but also it doesn't have the secret colour features. So you can't make it red, green, or yellow. So it really is like a proper downgrade of the online ones. If you can get the online one, try and go for that. Anyway.
That doesn't really bother me, though. I wouldn't mind just having the normal retail one.
That's fair, but if you're someone who collects a lot of fancy lightsabers like me, it will bother you more. Do you know what I mean?
Aussie Collectibles have it.
Aussie Collectibles?
Pre-order.
I've heard of them.
Pre-order ETA 31st of January 2024. Oh my
Could that be the
gosh.
online exclusive one? What colour's the packaging? Is it white and gold, or is it blue and grey?
It's blue and grey.
Oh, so it's the... Wait, they're charging... That's a... What? Why is it only releasing then?
I know nothing.
I have an itch on my side that I'm scratching right now. This is the highest quality content I think we've ever provided our audience. I can't lie to you, Crispy.
They're itching for the bloody Faceoff. That's what they're itching
for the Faceoff. So, before we do that, we're going to do a new feature. It's called... Flashback poll time. I tried to do a remix of the poll theme because I think it's good to remind our audience of the poll results from the week before last. Because our original plan was to do this episode last week and then we didn't. Because we asked you who your favourite modern Doctor Who showrunner was. Now, obviously the votes may have changed ever so slightly since the last time we went through this, so I feel like it's appropriate to go back over it. On YouTube, out of 468 votes, Rusty Davies is on top with 66%. Stephen Moffat is in second place with 32%, and Chibbers still has 2%. Meanwhile, on Spotify, Russell and Stephen both have 49%, and Chris Chibnall somehow has 3%. It's a mathematical impossibility, Crispy.
It's an impossibility.
It is. I think Chris Chibnall should have 2% like YouTube. I don't want to be mean to Chris, but it would be a little bit funny if you had the same percentage on both. I do hate that he got so little votes.
Math is not mathin'.
No, I hope that more of the Thassies will be out here fighting his corner. I'm quite disappointed. You know? I mean, I'm not being unfair to Chris. I think everyone can agree. We expected Chris to be at the bottom there, unfortunately. However...
Well, it's kind of hard when you have, two people that are, the golden standard of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
You know? I don't think Chris did a bad job, but, I mean, I don't think he necessarily reached the same highs as RTD or Moffat.
Absolutely, yeah. I completely agree. But that's why he's not in this debate today, because unfortunately, as a lot of us know, it's going to be a fight between the two titans. The two people who covered 2 Doctors, years of the show, some of the best stories you've ever seen. Not to say that Jodie didn't have some great stories, she had some killer stories, but...
Oh, absolutely.
Today we're doing The Muffet. Do you know what? My brain just isn't here.
The muffins.
The muffins.
We're having muffins.
Do you know what?
We're having some muffins.
I actually have a box of muffins downstairs, and I really want to go get them now, purely for the sake of that
I
joke.
really feel like a muffin as well.
Do you know what? I really want a muffin.
I could go one.
What is wrong with us today, Crispy? You had internet problems. My head's not all together here. I think this is. This is like, do people enjoy us being a bit off-piste? I honestly don't know.
I think some people enjoy like the slice of life that they get with these, you know. Sometimes
really
it's
hope
good
you
for us
guys
to be
do,
down to
otherwise,
business. Other times we could just be two silly boys.
We can. Rate us 5 stars on Spotify, please, by the way. We're at 4.8 stars now. We've dropped.
And we hit 100 reviews, though. So
that
that's
is very
why.
epic. That's very epic.
That's insane.
But it's not 5
that's
stars,
insane.
so it's not as epic as it could be. So if you guys could fix that, thanks. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the face-off. T Davies versus Stephen Moffat. Now, I'll be honest with you. I talked to Crispy about this. I was like, how are we going to plan this out? And Crispy basically said, I've got no idea, mate.
Wing it.
Exactly.
Wing it. That's the best strategy, mate.
Because I actually thought I'd done a Q&A, asking people what people's opinions are on this. The only thing I've got are some comments from our audience. So do you want to hear some audience comments to start this debate off, and then we can discuss who we think is the best showrunner?
Yeah, for sure, mate. Yeah, for sure. Let's do that.
Let's look through some comments. So, let's see what people... Oh, wow. Intriguing. I like how that there's actually a few people in the comments defending Chris Chibnall, which is...
All right, let's hear that.
All right. For the Love of Who, said Chris Chibnall because his 3 series felt more like Doctor Who. Russell made too many changes to the show because he was scared it would be ridiculed again. Chris is also my favourite writer, who gave us the best Doctor, in my opinion. Wow. Intriguing. Meanwhile, Thasmin and Jarins has said, Chris Chibnall, I enjoy the era a lot. The media didn't give him enough credit, and I feel bad for T Davies as well. I just relate to the characters a lot. So, wait, why do you feel bad for T Davies?
Why do you feel bad for relating to those characters? I'm sorry, Russell, but what you did with Rose there, I relate way too much.
Maybe they mean like they feel bad for Russell constantly being labelled as the saviour against Chris, because he probably doesn't want to be labelled as that, possibly?
Maybe. Like now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon he hates that. I honestly think he hates. I think I think he likes the idea of people being excited that he's back, but I don't think people like the idea like, oh, I'm going to save the show. I think Russell genuinely enjoyed, all of New Who.
Sorry, Crispy. I just got completely distracted by a comment from Jay Luke who said Stephen Moffat ruined it forever.
What?
Oh dear, Crispy's not happy with this.
Excuse me?
Someone replied saying Chris Chibnall ruined it forever. Moffat done his best, but hopefully Russell recon Chibnall worst ideas ever. Do you know what? Maybe there's some comments I just shouldn't read out. Hopefully Russell recon Chibnall worst ideas ever. I'm not being funny, Callum, but there's such a thing as punctuation and spelling. I mean, we ever talk about spag when you were a kid? Spelling, punctuation, and grammar. They're very important. If you're gonna say stupid stuff, then what? Spag bol. Oh, I love spag bol.
Yeah.
Do you know I can cook good spag bol, Crispy? I can whip up a nice spag bol.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, I'll look up plane tickets.
No, look up plane tickets. I'll give you some good spag bol. I'll do you some for my mum. For my mum and for you.
Thank you.
You bring your girlfriend. I'll cook some for her as well.
Oh my gosh, how big is this pot of spag that we're making?
I don't know. It'll be fun for all the family. Let's see what else we got here, though. Floor Donut said, my cat Michael. Okay, what stories did your cat write?
42.
Fear her, I was going to say, because that involved cats, but alright. Oh, gridlock. Kevin has said, I like Stephen Moffat because my favourite Doctor and episode are under him. Doesn't say what they are, just that they're under him. And I like he brought back the niche science fiction series feel to the show. We had to pay attention to the episodes because just about anything could be brought back up later, and the show didn't have as much of a Twilight-inspired feel to it as some of Russell's run did. Right, okay, hang on a minute.
Twilight?
I'm just going to do a bit of a Google here.
The vampire?
I'm just going to do a bit of a Google. So, the first Twilight movie came out in 2008, second one in 2009, and then 2010, 11, and 12... Blimey, they were churning those things out like a machine.
That's how they do them, bro. Back to back to back.
A Twilight film every year. Wow, fans of Robert Pattinson were eating well in those few years, weren't they? They really were. And then now he's Batman.
They really were.
Better. So, point being, I think you might be the overlap doesn't quite work there. But But intriguing that that you like more of the you have to pay attention to understand. That's definitely true for Moffat, right?
Oh my gosh, I could go on about that.
And sometimes you might not want to pay attention, especially when Matt Smith is saying that Clara's got not Matt Smith, sorry, the 11th Doctor is saying that Clara's got a skirt that's a bit too tight. You know, there are some things you may not want to remember.
Okay. We can also get into that as well.
Oh, really?
There's things in Moffat's era
that
are problematic. Yeah, well, I mean, there's all types of... This is a discussion right now.
All right. Let's have a look. One more from Venoms. Every time I say Venom, I just like to take the mick with that Eminem song. I think it's funny because I've done that in front of my mum, and I think she has no idea what I'm doing there. I just go Venom, and I don't think she realizes that's what I'm doing. I don't think she has a clue. Venoms has said, it's hard to decide for me. Rusty Davies is probably more consistent, but Moffat is so good when he gets it right. My favourite episodes in the first 4 series are all Moffat, and he was the showrunner for my 2 favourite Doctors. See, there he doesn't have to specify who. We don't have to do any whittling down there. Some of his episodes are also ones that I struggle watching and have many issues with. I went for Moffat, but it could go either way. Intriguing. Wow. I really like that. Was like a GCSE English answer.
We need to get them on. Who's that? Venom. Eddie Brock.
Get Venom.
Get Venom on the podcast.
Rolling down the street like a turd in the wind. Oh man. Those Venom movies are good. They're good fun.
They're wild.
Also, wasn't there a Doctor Who cast? Oh, Rhys Shearsmith was in the second one. He was in Sleep No More. There you go. There's a random Doctor Who casting thing for you. Yeah, he was the priest that went to marry Carnage and Shriek. With her name.
Remember that at all?
And then Carnage ate him. Spoilers. No, he didn't. No, he didn't eat him. Did he survive? Or did he eat him?
I don't know. Let us know in the comments.
Venom, let there be amnesia, because I don't remember what happened. So, Crispy.
Yeah, mate.
We've read some comments out. Now, you said you have some points for Stephen Moffat, so I want to hear what you've got to say about why Stephen Moffat is the better showrunner. And then I'm going to just say Rusty Davies wins because he's Welsh.
Oh, okay. I can't compete with that. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
Do you know what? I won that, and I am delighted.
Delighted. Absolutely delighted.
I need sleep, man. I really need sleep.
Sleep no more, as we would say in the Moffat era.
Moffat's run. Yeah. Some could say that's a downside, actually.
Exactly.
All right, Crispy. You have 5 minutes to deliver your thoughts on Stephen Moffat. Crispy's central comments, if you will.
Mr. Moff. So, I think we can all agree, from the RTD era, that if we had to pick someone to take over Doctor Who afterwards, it would be Stephen Moffat. As has been stated in the comments just then, Moffat's 6 episodes or whatever it was during RTD's tenure, I think are absolute magic. Some of the show's absolute best. And then when Moffat took over, it was a massive, massive risk. They weren't sure if the show was going to work without David, without Russell. The BBC were considering cancelling the show at the time. But Moffat surprised us all by casting Matt Smith, getting new emerging talent like Karen Gillan, Arthur Darvill, and brought the show to unprecedented heights and continued the show in a tremendous way, and cast my favourite Doctor, Peter Capaldi, in the process. So, what I think Moffat really, really excels at is his series arcs. I love Moffat's series arcs. RTD, I think, set up the framework for the series arc, but it was more subtler, and I think RTD really does well with more character-driven stuff. But I think Moffat is like balls to the wall, fair to see. You need to tune in each week to figure out what the heck's going on. And that's what I love about Doctor Who. I really like the twists and the turns and really playing with the time travel sci-fi elements. I think that's what he does really well. And another thing that I think Moffat does really well, and it's underrated, is I think Moffat does comedy quite well. I think he's actually quite a good comedic writer. I think a lot of the iconic lines or stuff that actually makes me laugh out loud have come from Moffat.
Oh, Doctor. You sonicked her.
You sonicked her. Literally, I watched that with my housemate on our recent rewatch, and she was like on the floor, and now all the time she like says it in this household. Oh, Doctor, you sonicked her.
Oh, Doctor.
But yeah.
You sonicked her.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So yeah.
Got lots of Sonics.
Nice. He's double parked right now. Oh, he's triple parked with a little Sonic the Hedgehog.
Hang on. Hang on. There we go. Now I've got 4. I can't carry anymore. I'm going to break something.
So many.
Yeah, a lot of
so
Sonics.
I think, in my opinion, Russell T Davies made the show epic, but I think Stephen Moffat made the show magical. Thank you. Sorry,
I have to account for the soundboard here. Because it isn't here. I'm just going to do this for a little bit longer, just to make sure. Okay, so all of your points were absolutely terrible, and now I'm going to tell you why Russell T Davies was much better.
All right, hit me with it.
David Tennant. Thank you for listening. Because David Tennant, yeah, he's Crispy's freaking dad. David Tennant. I don't know how long I gotta do this song, because he's still off camera. Oh wait, he's coming back. He's here to do more of Who's There. But David Tennant. Yeah, he's Crispy's freaking dad. David Tennant is his dad. David Tennant is his dad. Can you tell that I'm a little bit tired? I'm not putting enough effort into that. But I feel like I did semi-well. I carried it. So
That was good.
Rusty Davies for me. Without that man, we wouldn't have Doctor Who in modern times.
It's true.
Okay? He fought for that. He brought it back. He made it a household name. He did the impossible. He did what some say thought couldn't be done. He made Doctor Who good. He made Michael Grade think Doctor Who was good. The man who literally campaigned in the 80s as one of the heads of the BBC to be like, you know what, Doctor Who has gone to garbage. Let's get rid.
Really? I haven't heard this story.
You haven't watched Clever Dick Films' video on the David Tennant era or Chris Eccleston era?
I watched the Matt, but I haven't finished the David Tennant one. It's a long video.
The David Tennant one I've watched like 4 times over. It's so good.
Yeah, I'll need to watch that.
I think it might have been Chris Eccleston. I can't remember, but because that episode opens with Michael Grade appearing on Room 101 in like the 90s or something, being like, I got rid of Doctor Who because I thought it was terrible, thought it was rubbish. Blah, blah, blah. It was all running down corridors. And the episode ends with a picture of Russell, Stephen, and Michael Grade, that infamous picture of Russell and Stephen looking at him with like anger, and he's like, ugh. But he said that he caught the new series, and he was like, you know what? It's brilliant now. Like he thought it was really, really good. It'd been revived. It had like such joie de vivre, as they say. If you manage to persuade the man who campaigned to shut it down in the 80s, like you've already won, right?
Yeah.
For me, I think Russell really managed to capture that sense of family in Doctor Who, that sense of the connections between people. As you say, Stephen Moffat was very good at the fantasy side of things, and for anyone who thinks that's better, totally valid, because I know that a lot of people love the dark fairy tale vibe of Series 5, and I remember, said to you before, I remember reading one tier list, I think it was Radio Times, years ago, ranking like the best Doctor Who series, and I remember vividly that Series 5 was put at number 1, and I remember the first sentence of that description was, it should have all gone so wrong. Which is exactly what you said. You know, when David Tennant left, Russell left, it was all like, you know, this is not going to work. And then Stephen Moffat proved otherwise. So where Stephen Moffat nailed it with the fantasy, and also in a lot of ways, I think Stephen Moffat did it really well with the family and like the relation side of things as well. I just think Russell really had that grounded tone with the characters and how they react with each other, and also building up that family vibe over the course of 4 series to the case where you get Stolen Earth, Journey's End. I mean, Moffat didn't really have that. He kind of focused on each individual era, which also worked too. But for me, I just remember really like bonding with the kind of the tone and the pacing and the setting of the way Russell's stories were done. And also, like I said, he brought Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant into the roles. I think this is going to be an interesting episode, because I don't even think like you and I are going to agree on something specifically here. I think we're going to have different cases to make.
I think we're pretty set in our ways.
And I'm really intrigued to see what the audience say, like to actually explain their opinions on this. So it will be the Q&A for this week, what you guys think. I have no idea what the poll will be.
And leave your thoughts down below. It could be a very interesting discussion.
Troy's thoughts.
Troy's thoughts.
I like how I said, that channel will get life. Every time I say this, it just doesn't. I'm literally going to upload a new singing video tomorrow, and Troy's thoughts is just gathering dust in the corner. It's what it is. It is what it is, my brother. It is what it is. So, I think that Russell really captured that vibe well, and I think that with Russell, I mean, this is all obviously a hot take. We've talked about this before with like looking back on his era and like the different Doctors. I think there's a very like strong indication that for the most part his writing got better as it went on. I think, you know, Series 2 dipped a bit, But I think for me, there's a good curve in quality from 1 to 3 to 4 in terms of series.
okay.
There's a bit of a trend. Whereas with Moffat, I'd suggest, it starts really strong with 5, 6 is still pretty good, 7 maybe a little bit weaker, but I still personally quite love it. Series 8 maybe dips, maybe a tiny bit more. I don't know. It depends on your opinion. This really could fluctuate. 9, you could say, is not as good, but it also has some bangers like Heaven Sent, and then 10 back up again. I don't feel like Stephen Moffat has a clear increased trend. I don't get to Series 8 and think, wow, this is definitely so much better than Series 5 and 6. I know you certainly wouldn't feel that way, as much as you love Capaldi. No. So there's also an interesting point to be made there. But I think Russell has one big advantage that Stephen Moffat did not have.
What's that?
None of Russell's series had 2 parts.
What do you mean?
Because Stephen Moffat, series 6 and 7, both were split into
2-part episodes, and I was like, I can name a few 2-parters in RTD, mate. I could name a few of those.
The first 2 parts had my favourite fat green boys in it, so yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay, if you want to... Okay, that's a really interesting point. Yeah, from a scheduling point of view,
it's
RTD...
worse beyond that, right? Because the scheduling was a nightmare.
Oh my gosh, it's mental, the stuff. But RTD was like, I'm going to give you Doctor Who every year. How about
and it was
that?
all. I remember
how you like that.
It always used to end around my birthday, or at least the series 3 and 4 did. Like the last episodes both aired around my birthday in August, I seem to remember. And then when Moffat took over, it was just a little bit like. I remember
it is crazy how.
I remember
that happened. I can't
8.
remember the reason as to why Series 6 was split.
Yeah,
I can't remember why
wasn't that because of Sherlock? I thought Series 6 was because of Sherlock.
Oh, it might be.
I know one of the 2 is because of Sherlock, and then he just kept it up for the next year, I'm pretty sure. Or wasn't it so he could have episodes in the 50th year or something, or to put gap between the Ponds and Clara taking over? I don't know. I think there was more of a Doctor Who specific reason for Series 7, but Series 6 was definitely spurred on by him working on Sherlock's Series 3, I think, at the time.
I don't know, but that would have been time-consuming.
I mean, I have to give props to the man for having 2 massive shows at the same time. That is insanity.
Absolutely. Some people probably hated that, though. But
they probably did.
Sherlock was a quality product.
I remember Series 8 finishing in September 2014-ish, and then it wasn't until September 2015-ish that Series 9 came back. You started to get these kind of inconsistencies. Then there was a whole year without a series. We had 2 Christmas specials, and then we had Series 10. It just... I don't think that necessarily is all Moffat's fault, and I wouldn't pin that on him, people being like, oh, it's Chris Chibnall's fault that Joey didn't have a yearly series. No, it's not. But you also have to think, if we're doing a fight between the showrunners, we're talking about their whole eras, right? Not just what they did individually.
Well, we don't really know what they do individually, because in my head, I imagine, RTD is probably way more hands-on than Chibnall and Moffat in regards to the management and stuff. I don't know. I feel like Russell is truly really an advocate for the show, and kind of dips his hand in all the little pots around the place.
He's the one you'd most likely see on set while they're filming, just watching everything. Also, your fire alarm clearly agreed, because I heard that.
Yeah, I love that this is a recurring theme now. It's only whenever we record. It's oh.
Beep, beep, beep.
Troy's
beep,
here.
Beep, beep,
spit some
beep,
fire,
beep,
baby.
Beep, beep,
beep, beep, beep, beep.
Yeah,
beep,
because this is a smoking hot podcast.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
He's lagging, ladies and gentlemen. This is not good.
So Troy,
this is
you
not
still
good.
There?
This is not good.
Hello.
Oh, I'm still there. Of course I am.
Yeah, you're there.
Oh dear.
Hello.
I just leave this all in for the sake of fun, Bit of laugh, bit of banter.
Why
bit
not?
Of banter. Of Crispy's terrible internet. Oh dear, I can't even see you anymore. That's good. And there's your smoke alarm again. Oh, mate, this episode should go in the bin at this point. This episode should go in the bin.
Nah, it's fine. People
we
love it.
We are literally stealing a living making this episode right now. We are stealing.
Oh,
we don't even live off these episodes, but it feels like we are stealing a living with this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying this, please drop a thumbs up on YouTube. Please leave a comment. Tell us what your favourite spaghetti is.
Yeah, please.
I don't know how you'd have multiple spaghetti, but you know what? Do that.
Thank you.
Like us on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Who's There DW. And bear in mind, everyone has off days, I mean, Tony Stark famously once said that the performance issues were not uncommon, 1 out of 5. And, I think that less than 1 out of 5 of our episodes are bad, so there you go. I wouldn't even say it's bad, just chaotic. I'm currently covering because I can't hear Crispy, but I heard his smoke alarm, so clearly he is there.
I cannot do it.
What are you? You're just a frozen image for me, mate. And he's gone. Of course he is. Oh my days. Oh, folks. It's a weird old time. It's a weird old time. Comment down below, what do you do to deal with blues after a holiday? I'd actually be interested to know. It might not be relevant to me by the time this episode goes out, but you know what? I'd be intrigued to see what you all have to say. It's weird, you know, because it's the first time I've been on a holiday where I felt like I wasn't there long enough. It's probably part of the reason I feel the way I do right now. I'm just talking randomly because Crispy literally isn't here, and I have no idea what to say. Did you guys all have a nice weekend? Did you get up to anything nice? You have a good week? You got any cool plans? Any Comic Cons you're going to? Any episodes of Doctor Who you're going to watch? I don't know. Oh, is this what Crispy has to do every time I go and answer the doorbell? Oh, the poor guy. I've got a sonic screwdriver. It go, listen to that. How cool is that? I think he's coming back. I don't think I have to riff anymore.
I hate my internet. I am so ready to just explode. But that's okay.
What a mood, brother.
Oh my god. You need to stop, bro. I'm gonna lose it.
Alright, we've got two options. Either we bin this episode, or this is about to be the most chaotic episode of Who's There Doctor Who podcast in history. I don't know which one is the better option. Folks, if this happens to be your first episode of the podcast, I mean, you're probably not still listening at this point if it is. But if it is your first episode, I apologise. We're normally much more professional than this.
Sorry, guys.
Are we just to check, as an editorial side, we are keeping this episode, or are we binning it?
No, we'll keep it.
We're keeping
There's some
it.
good stuff
Okay, so we are stealing a living this week. Good to know.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Next week will be better.
yeah, Russell and Moffat. Russell's better.
They're good.
They're good.
No, I disagree. Go.
This is the next questions and quizzes we've dabbled with dodgy episodes. Now genuinely meet the genuine article. Oh my god. Oh my god. Do you know what? I feel bad for my mum because she's probably going to be listening to this in the car, and if she hears those peeps, she's going to be terrified. She's going to go, "What's my car doing?"
What is that? Sorry, everyone. It's me. My house is on fire,
It's
which
you.
is not triggering considering my car.
You're the
burnt
problem.
down.
It's you.
Yes, correct.
We should just sing Taylor Swift. That'll make me feel better.
Basically, I'm still bejeweled, but walking through, I can still like the whole.
Bejeweled? Really? Interesting choice.
I don't know. I was just thinking of the
Say
most
you
recent
remember
album.
me. Come on, Crispy. Sitting in a nice dress, staring at the sunset, babe. Red lips and rosy cheeks. What are we doing? I still find it funny to this day that in episode 1 you had a T-shirt with Taylor's version on, and I made a Taylor Swift joke, and everything was all funny, and I was not a Swiftie. And now look at me.
You full Swiftie.
Look at what has become of you. A rat
how the mighty
in the
have
desert.
fallen.
Yeah, that was a Star Wars reference for anyone who didn't get it.
I got some comments here if you want to do that to back me
Yeah,
up.
this episode, do you know what? I just want to formally apologise to our listeners because this episode is an absolute bloody shambles, and I am so sorry.
That's right. I've got two here. I've got one that says they. I've got one here that says they prefer Davies, and I've got one here that says they prefer Moffat.
Okay.
So I can read them both out. We can discuss that, and we'll wrap this up. Oh. This says it's only been going for 2 minutes, this section. Oh, how is it
that's
recording
probably
on your end?
your thing, because every time you leave and join back, it starts
I'm about to have
a
a heart attack.
It starts a new recording. For me, it's 57 minutes.
Okay,
but I know there's like a big gap. This is going to be a short episode with no substance.
Yes, correct.
I'm really,
Troy, you ready?
cannot apologise enough, folks. We are so much better than this every other week.
Yes.
And I also would
definitely.
bet that a lot of our regular listeners are still having just as much fun listening to us have literal mental breakdowns.
I think so.
Yeah, genuinely. 50% boys finish their reviews with Timeless Children. We have a mental breakdown of your smoke alarm, bad internet, and me just having general post-holiday blues. It's
we could make
great
some
week.
insane merch with just like my house on fire
now,
and my
Crispy,
internet router.
If that bloody TARDIS gets revealed by the Doc2 Twitter page, we are binning this episode and recording a new one. I am just telling you right now.
Yeah,
we are binning this.
We can do that.
So do you know what, right? This is it. We're not taking responsibility anymore. If the TARDIS isn't revealed in the next couple of days, then it's the BBC's fault that you're all hearing this episode.
So yeah, blame the BBC.
This is actually, you know what? This is a good test for filler. When we do our filler recordings that pop up out of nowhere if we're on holiday, this is what they'll be like. Are you guys looking forward to that?
Yeah.
Hope you are.
That's going to be good.
I'll crack out my ukulele.
All right.
All aboard the toxic showrunner hate train. My mum's not going to get that joke. My mum's not going to get that joke. So for context of my mum and anyone else, there was a YouTuber who did some very naughty things and thought the best way to apologise was by singing a song on a ukulele. And one of the lyrics was all aboard the toxic hate train. Or toxic hate gossip train, or whatever the hell it was.
Alarm's still going.
Yeah.
Anyway,
can you not like pull it off the ceiling and like smash it up with a hammer?
Oh, I'm not that tall, mate.
Get your Sonic out.
Oh, on camera?
That's going to be the short for this episode, isn't it? Yeah. That's going to be the short. And I know it with you now. I just sense it. I'm literally just using the force at this point. I'm yep.
Deary.
Right, should we read these
Troy,
comments out? Let's read the comments out.
Here. This is what we're going to do. We're out of here. Then we're done. All right, here we go. This one is from Lucas624.
Right.
They say, overall, I favour Davies as showrunner. He had a much better idea of how to structure the show. Shut up. It's characters and develop of the narrative from one season to the next. So there's that. He goes into... this is a long comment, actually. Maybe I won't read that.
Nothing in this episode has gone to plan.
Nothing in this episode has gone to plan. Nothing. This might be our worst one.
I'm just going to say to everyone now, my mum came into the room after I let her into the house, and I feel like the conversation she had with Crispy has more substance than most of what we've said today.
I think so. And it was all of 1 minute.
Yeah, we should release the mum cut.
The mum cut.
The mum cut.
Yeah.
Look, folks, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to deliver a passionate speech here, Crispy, and I'm going to save the podcast. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
There are two showrunners in this debate. Mr. Russell T Davies, Mr. Stephen Moffat. Both are people who delivered fantastic stories, great doctors, and some very deep nostalgia for a lot of people. Whether you're someone who jumped in with Smith and Jones, whether you're someone who jumped in with The Lodger, whether you're someone who jumped in with Sleep No More, yikes, if so, you have memories relating to your showrunner and the stories they created, the good times, and whether it be that you love the family soapbox drama of Rusty Davies stories, or the dark fairy tales with the odd unnecessary sexual comment of the Stephen Moffat eras, whether you love the Taylor Swift Eras tour. I don't know, I had a good little thing that was going on here and it's already derailing, and there's the smoke alarm. The point is, we all have our unique tastes. And you know what? You know what this episode serves us? The secret message all along has been, there's not a winner between Rusty Davies and Stephen Moffat.
Oh my gosh.
The real winner is the friends we made along the way.
I can't believe that, Troy.
And we don't even have a soundboard.
I cannot believe that.
Oh my god, the soundboard!
It's all coming together, baby. It's all coming together.
This is easily, and I mean this in the best way possible, this is easily the worst episode we have ever made of this podcast, and yet somehow I've had a bloody blast, Crispy. I don't think we accomplished anything today other than making each other laugh. And you know what?
I think we made about 2 points each.
Sometimes all you need to do is make each other laugh.
That's it. That's the message. And that's what we... Oh my god. This fire alarm will actually be the end of me. I can't believe it. We need to wrap this up.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, do you know what? I have no idea how long this episode's been going on for. I really hope it's 50 minutes or more, because if I see a runtime that starts with the number 4, I'm going to be very, very upset.
It'll be interesting.
It will, because people will look and go, oh, this episode can't be good. No, it really wasn't. I'm so sorry. Again, if you happen to be listening and this is your first episode, again, I highly doubt you kept listening until the end of this. You probably would have gone, this is an absolute shambles, I'm going away. However, if you out there, Paul, we're talking to Paul, we're bringing that back. Do you know what?
Paul.
Best way to end this is with a recurring joke. I've got a joke for the conductor. If your name is Paul, okay, and this is your first episode, stick with us, because I promise you, we are much better, okay? We are much better than this, all right?
Correct.
But sometimes, you know, every dog has its day, and we are dogs having our down days, okay? Maybe I should have said Doom Days, because that would have been a great Bastille reference. Do you listen to Bastille at all?
Or Doctor Who. Doomsday.
Doomsday. Oh, God.
Yeah, I like that. I like that Fires of Pompeii song. That was good.
Me when your internet
We're
starts
in
going
Pompeii
dodgy.
on Volcano Day.
Oh.
Does it almost feel like we need to save Capaldi's family?
It's actually not bad.
Thank you.
My TARDIS was sold to Peter Capaldi. He thought it was just a decoration. So he put it in his house in the corner like an idiot. Then the volcano started. Okay, I'm going to stop now.
I'm going to edit that.
No, you're not. No, you are not. No, you are. Okay, if you want to. All right. I promise I can sing better than that. Check out my personal YouTube channel called Troy Francis Belmont. It's my full name. And go and listen to me sing.
Yeah.
And it would self-promo.
He's got some pipes.
Actually, do you know what? We're going to end... Oh, thank you. What am I, Mario?
Yahoo!
Yahoo! So we're going to finish off with Crispy doing a bit of self-promo. Your closing comments, I've decided what they are for you this week, Crispy. Your closing comments are to promote your new Instagram page, baby. Come on, promote it.
Oh, everyone, come on. This only happened because someone else was ripping my content, and oh my gosh. And I was like, no one else
Who would want to rip your
can
content
steal
with
my
fire alarms
stuff
in the background?
I know, it's not good content. But... So I was like, I'm going to make my own Instagram page. So that's crispy_pro. So that's go and follow. It's a lot of fun. A lot of good stuff. A lot of crazy stuff's going to be happening. You'll get updates from me. And that's all you want in your life. So go and do it.
Do it.
Thank you.
Do it.
That's it. We need to get out of here.
If Danny Pink went ice skating, would he go to the Danny Ice Ring?
Oh, no. Oh, dear.
If, I'm trying to think of a Doctor Who character that ends with, like,
Ends with a what?
Do you think if one of Jodie's companions used social media to use Instagram?
Oh, my God.
Thank you all for listening to episode 74 of Who's There, Doctor Who podcast. I honestly want to sit on my bed, sigh, and do a YouTuber apology for the mess this week was. I really do. I'm so sorry, folks.
I might upload an apology to our Twitter.
I think
say,
we should.
everyone, I'm so sorry, but it's not good content.
I feel like we should tweet out and be like, "This is the most chaotic episode. Brace yourselves because you're not going to know what the hell is going on." Someone tell me what the hell is going on here because I don't know what it is. So if we get a new TARDIS, then this episode will never see the light of day. If we don't, then literally #blame the BBC. There you go. That's how we're ending this. #blame the BBC.
We'll still release this. We'll just have it somewhere in the future.
We are not... No, Crispy, I'm telling you now, if we put out a different episode this week, this episode does not see the light of day. It's a mess.
All right. Fine.
All right, fine. We'll keep hold of it. But, okay.
Keep it on the log.
All right. We just have, unlike the John Davey interview, we were sat on a great interview for 2 months, 3 months, and we're sat on this absolute stinker.
Here you go.
Here you go.
Yes,
you guys thought questions and quizzes was bad. Oh, mate, you should have waited episode 74 for.
It's gotta be crazy, bro.
Next week, we're going to be doing Looking Back on Series 12. I've just decided.
Oh, my gosh.
I think Crispy
will
agree.
Right, yeah, well.
Because, it'll already be September by the time this episode comes out, so we need to do Looking Back. And maybe a live episode next week, Crispy, possibly, if we can swing that.
Yeah.
That's done one for a bit.
That might be good. With my internet, that'll be great.
And hopefully we'll have a bit more coordination in our episode.
Hopefully.
I'm not going to edit this at all, bar me disappearing for the Ring doorbell. I'm going to leave everything as it is, even the bad internet. If our responses are terrible, I think it'll just add to the chaos, honestly. I think it will just make this episode absolutely awful. And you know what? I'm excited.
What?
I'm really excited about it.
Let's wrap it up. Thank you
very much for listening to episode 74 of Who's Our Doctor Who podcast. We'll be here next week with episode 75, where we look back on the second series in the Jodie Whittaker era. So to conclude, who's the better showrunner? Ross T Davies, Chris Chibnall, Stephen Moffat?
Stephen.
I realised I said the wrong person. I think the best showrunner in all of time and space is Crispy Pratt. Thank you all for listening. Until then, it's goodbye from Crispy.
#Crispy for showrunner.
And it's goodbye from me. #Crispy for showrunner. See you all next week. Alan Z, baby.
I got vibration on my wrist.